Hi everybody, this is Mr. Gallagher with a new idea I came up with just before. Um, this is an abbreviated copy of the PowerPoint that the kindergarten team had prepared for the new family night back in June. And as I was getting ready to send out the email to folks kind of midsummer, I was thinking it would be nice to have a refresher. A lot was happening that night. And the opportunity to see it again I thought might be helpful. Folks who were unable to attend, this gives you a chance to see it. And then I also just have this narration, so if students want to revisit it at any point, they can, and they'll hear the information that kind of accompanies each slide. So, welcome Bryant's newest families, 2020. Great to see you all here, live and in person, kinda. Bryant's principal is Mrs. Marshall, Mrs. Charmaine Marshall, entering her third year at Bryant, an exceptional leader. She is very available, kind, thoughtful, and knows her students. She especially likes kindergarten teachers and kindergarten students, and very often pops into classrooms. Those classrooms can be in the building, and those classrooms can be the remote learning model that we will be using this fall. So hello, Mrs. Marshall. Our assistant principal is Ms. Snookle. She is entering her second year at Bryant, and she has been a great addition to our school. She also really likes kindergarten teachers and kindergarten students, and often stops by for a visit to the classrooms. Those classrooms can be in the building or remote learning. The picture on the left, where she's wearing a tie, that is from a visit to the kindergarten classes on the 100th day of school. She made a 100-star tie. The picture on the right here is when she visited my classroom, and my classroom had science materials, 100 science things that students came into the classroom, looked for, and counted. The 100th day is a big deal at school. That's Ms. Snookle. This is a PTSA slide with PTSA information. I'm just going to zoom in right here. This information will be is copied into the email that is accompanying this PowerPoint. The Bryant PTSA is a phenomenal group of people who volunteer their time, expertise, skill, and patience to make Bryant a truly, absolutely excellent learning environment and community. And these websites that are in the link are definitely ones that you should pay attention to, including several that you should join to stay informed about PTSA and Bryant School. The Bryant Library is managed and loved by Mrs. Aliverti. She does wonderful work both in the building and remote learning. She really did exceptional skill set and provided resources to teachers and family. When you visit the Bryant website, you'll see she has a link with lots and lots of online resources, access to books, and many, many other materials and tools for our students. Mrs. Hill runs the Tech Lab, and she again did an incredible job of helping us pivot, moving from in-building learning to out-of-building learning. This photo here is what Tech Lab looks like in classrooms when we are in building. The laptops come into your classroom. They are set up. She does all of that work, and then she and the classroom teacher together teach Tech Lab skills. It's different at each grade level, and she has a set of tools that she uses, as well as a set of skills and standards that she teaches too. This is Ms. Kerner Storkman. Her classroom is down on the ground floor. It's right in the area where 4 of the 5 kindergarten classes are, and she teaches K-5 music. She was a kindergarten teacher. She was a first grade teacher. She is a theatrical person, a great friend of mine and a great friend to kindergarten, and she does wonderful things with all the students in school about music. This is Ms. Kristen. She is the art specialist. And she does many things. She provided resources online for remote artwork, as well as, of course, when we're in building. Her art studio is up on the 3rd floor, the top floor of school, and so it's always a nice journey to walk through the building and take a different route and come up to see her. Very focused person on cultural influences and expanding the understanding and knowledge and repertoire and exposure of art from around the world, especially to underrepresented artists and people. Now the Bryant K team are Ms. Barnes in room 101, Mr. Jones in room 102, Mr. Gallagher in room 103, Ms. Sorensen in room 104, and Ms. Confer in room 171. Ms. Barnes is in room 101. She just moved down to the kindergarten floor over the summertime. This picture here shows her working at a back table in my room, 103, because we shared that room on the 100th day of school. Here she is with her class in her own classroom, and they were making a heart symbol sign with their hands, and they were using a special mask, which is kind of interesting because of how much masks we are using now, but this was for a different activity, and they took a break so I could take a photo of them in their classroom. Here she is up front in her classroom, and the students are wearing pajamas for a special, yes, pajamas at school day. And she's reading a book. It's a special day in her classroom. Mr. Jones is in room 102. And here his classroom shows what it looks like when you enter the classroom and when you leave at the end of the day. Students take down the chairs in the morning and put them back up in the afternoon. Teachers have different table arrangements, and in his class right now he has students grouped in tables of 4 and 6. Here's a group of his students. He has a very colorful rainbow rug on his floor, and the students here are each sitting in a different rainbow color facing this direction so we could get a picture. Very often they face to the side where he has his easel that you can see over in the corner. Here's Mr. Jones with a small group of students on Writer's Celebration Day. There's several groups in his room, including some parent volunteers. And here's Mr. Jones working with me in the hallway on one of our all kindergarten experiences called Crafternoon. The students come into the hallway. There's one teacher teaching all the participating kindergarten students, and then they work on a project in the hallway on the sides. We come out in the hallway for My World and I Know My Nation, and Crafternoon. Here's Mr. Jones and Mr. Gallagher with Mayor Durkin. We know great people in Bryant community, and we know great people in the city. In the past, we were able to take an annual community adventure trip down to City Hall, tour the City Hall building, and meet the mayor. She really likes the Bryant kindergarten students, teachers, and school. Here is Mr. Gallagher. In the photo that you see, the students are coming outside. We have snow so rarely in the city that when it does snow, I brought my students outside for a little bit of a walk outside. We even picked up some snow and threw it at the wall. That was safely, not at each other, because snow was outside for just a short while, and I wanted my students to have some time out there. This is what my classroom looks like. This is one of my table arrangements. I change my table arrangements very frequently and move students around to different chairs. So students sit in a different table, they sit next to new people, they get to become friends with more people, and the table arrangements changes about every 4 to 6 weeks, and that's when we change our seats. Students choose their own seats for a few days, and then I have my seating plan. And on the tables are some New Year's hats. This was from our New Year's week and our New Year's party day back in January. Here's a picture of the students working at tables. There's a student up front who's teaching an origami folding project he learned. His family sent in fancy paper. We had paper to practice with and then paper to use. And he is folding the art project up front here on the screen so everyone can see it, and then people were copying his work. He had learned origami recently and was spending lots of time getting better and better as he practiced to accomplish his skills. Here are some 5th grade friends. When we are in building, the kindergarten classes are paired with older students from upper grades. Several of us have 5th grade buddies, and those buddies come down to our classrooms about once a month, or we go up to their classroom and do projects. And in this activity, students are getting to know each other, and they're asking each other questions, and then they draw a picture to answer that question on their papers. Here's a friend of mine from another kindergarten class who made a great mosaic jack-o'-lantern at home after he made it in Crafternoon in the hallway, and he wanted to give it to me. I was dressed in one of my many outfits. I dress up for school in lots of interesting clothing, and this was my Western day, including a bolo tie that a student had given me from a few years ago. It was something his family had made as Native American cultural representation for their family. Here's my busy room with parents in our classroom saying hello and spending time with students in our class. Parents are welcome to be an active part of the kindergarten learning experience. This is Ms. Sorensen from room 104. In this photo, Ms. Sorensen is working with students. Each student has some science materials on their table. They're building plywood. And she's coming on over to help this student be sure she has all the supplies she needs to get started. Here is one of our photos from our New Year's party. Students are wearing some fancy glasses that a family gave to us. Happy New Year glasses, and I had some New Year's hats that we were wearing as we had a big celebration to welcome the new year. In this past year, Ms. Sorensen worked in room 103. Next year, she'll be working in her own room 104. Here are some students in the room 104 in one of the reading spaces. You can see lots and lots of books on the bookshelves beside them. And they're taking a quick break to smile for us. And here's Ms. Sorensen doing some outside or outdoor learning with a fabric science unit. Students outside were on purpose making fabric dirty. Yeah, on purpose they did that. And then they came in, looked at the stains, and see which stains could be washed out, just like when your clothes get dirty. Some stains washed out and some stains need extra care. This is an outside lesson. Here's an example of art that happens in kindergarten. In one of our Crafternoon lessons, everyone who participated made penguins, and then we hung them up in the hallway, so the hallway was full of penguin art. This is Ms. Confer. She's in room 171. Her room is on the opposite side of the hallway where 4 of the 5 kindergarten classrooms are, but we visit each other often. Here are 3 friends who have been working on an independent math center project of putting the numbers in order from 50 to 100. It was a teamwork project. Here are some friends who are using more math tools. You can see people are in the back doing different projects. Math centers. That's a time when people work on activities in small groups while other people are working on something else at a different table or on the rug. And these students are making a 100 plus block arrangement. The big block arrangement over here is the 100, and then these were the 100 plus items. Here's Ms. Conference. You can see this is another science moment with big magnifying glasses that students are exploring. Different people at different tables. There's some people at the back. This is a busy time in room 171. This slide says, while we do not yet know many specifics on how our new school year will look, we do know we are preparing to make it memorable. It says we do now. Oops. I'm not going to go back and change that right now after 15 minutes. We do know, error, we are preparing to make it memorable. Take care, everyone. Sorry about that. Shows humanity. And our last slide says, welcome Bryant's newest Hawks. See you at school. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Alrighty. Hope that helped you remember the importance and wonderfulness of Bryant Kindergarten. Bye.